In the struggles of the 1980s, the Labour movement stood together in solidarity against Thatcher. Keir defended the print workers at Wapping. He was in the crowd that night when police on horseback charged into the peaceful picket. He was there for the dockers in Dover in the P&O dispute, helping the families of strikers who had had their benefits cut off by the Tory government. He gave free legal advice to the poll tax protesters in Trafalgar Square. And in 1992, he stood up for my union, the National Union of Mineworkers. When the Tories closed the mines, we took them to court for failing to provide a just transition for workers. Keir stood in solidarity with workers and trade unions.
Keir stood up for the protesters who were trying to stop the widening of the M3 and the destruction of the downland, when the full force of the state was against them. When Shell tried to sink the Brent Spar oil platform into the North Sea, Keir challenged this with Greenpeace to prevent an environmental catastrophe. For 10 years, he defended Helen Steele and David Morris when they were sued for libel by McDonald's. They fought all the way and won. And Keir defended me and many others to bring public scrutiny and awareness to the presence of the United States visiting forces so that we can live in a more peaceful and less secretive society. Keir never asked for anything in return, never sought to take the credit or make a name for himself.
In 2003, he published a legal opinion in The Guardian that the invasion of Iraq would be unlawful and marched with millions against the war. Keir took the last Labour government to court over its decision to deny welfare benefits to asylum seekers. I don't think anyone really expected someone who dedicated his career to defending workers, trade unions and activists to become Director of Public Prosecutions. Keir never forgot where he came from. As DPP, he stood up to the powerful. He had the courage to prosecute MPs for cheating on their expenses and to take on the Murdoch press for phone hacking. He prioritised changing prosecution guidelines on violence against women and girls, and he was instrumental in getting justice for Stephen. I was delighted when I saw Keir become a Labour MP in 2015 and so proud of the way he battled alongside Jeremy Corbyn against Tory Brexit and the Tories' plans to sell off the NHS.
I've spent my life fighting for justice, standing up for the powerless and against the powerful. I still believe another future is possible where we can open up power and opportunity to all of our communities. We can confront the climate crisis with a Green New Deal. We can promote peace and justice around the world with a human rights-based foreign policy. We can rebuild our economic model in place of the failed free market one. We can renew our democracy and spread power across all of our communities and halt the rise of racism and division across our country. Another future is possible for our party as well. We can put factionalism and division on one side and unify around a radical programme where we can draw on the talents and strengths of all our members and supporters across the movement. Our party must move forward. There can't be any going back. Another future's possible, but we've got to fight for it. Together, we can and we will win.